tonight is with Gordon Road Primary. Yes, they're doing it again. Another, concert, a play at the iconic Playhouse. Well, when we were in school, one of the real highlights of the year, besides your class party and, of course, the awards day, was the school concert. In fact, every primary school back then simply had to end the year with one. It was end of the year tradition. It was excitement. It was a concert. And this year, the girls of Gordon Road are keeping the spirit alive with their very own production. Well, we're going to hear all about it from our very special guest in studio. And they came with free tickets to the Playhouse. Free tickets. Well, that you can message me or email me after the show, and the very first 2 or 3 or 4, whoever, will definitely win these tickets. Well, I'd like to welcome the crew from Gordon Roads Primary. We have the speech and drama educator, Miss Mirage, and we also have her students. Welcome to School Matters.
Good evening, Sumaya, and thank you so much to be here.
Well, you truly are a speech and drama teacher. Well, the excitement about the play, The Rainbow. Can you tell us more about that?
All right. So the Rainbow Connection was conceived with the idea of bridging communities and cultures together. Being in a school with diverse cultures, I found it apt to co-write a play which is pertinent to all cultures, showcasing each cultural uniqueness in a grand way.
Wow. And Playhouse, gosh, y'all are not doing it small. Y'all are going all the way to the big theater. So the Playhouse.
I think for this, we really got to be very grateful to Dr. Saluji, who always liked things to be done in a wow manner. And this year she said that this is what we're going to do. And it was her idea of us showcasing our learners and giving them the opportunity to actually, excel, experience, and, have the best of professionalism.
Well, it's lovely knowing Dr. Salaji, it's don't go small, you either go big. And it's so nice to still have managers, principals, members of governing body who want the best. Because like school concerts are like practically going out, jalsas, everything is like going out. No one's really doing it. So can you tell us a little bit the moral of the story, the gist? I know you can't give all up.
Absolutely. Okay, so Sumaya, the aim of the moral of the story is the Rainbow Connection is a perfect blend of diverse cultures, celebrating their traditions and roots, values and customs. It incorporates each culture, showcasing respect for one another and highlighting our diversity and uniqueness. It's a perfect blend, especially for Heritage Month. And I think my 3 learners here tonight actually showcase that in the best possible way ever. And I wish I could have all of them here, but these 3 lucky ladies will share things with you as well.
Okay, let's get introduced to the 3 ladies. They are acting in the play?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Sumaya, these are the principal characters.
Wow. Okay, could you tell us your name and your character? You can give us your real name.
My name is Yumna Balam, and I am playing as Lila in the school play. And Lila is a funny yet playful character, which she always likes sarcasm and to be funny. And
so which teacher are you imitating? No teacher. Okay. And our next principal.
Hello.
Actor?
My name is Entle Shongwa. I play as Nomthandazo in the play. I could say that Nomthandazo is quite a curious one and always follow what her gogo says. I can't spoil anything, but she likes to talk about how her gogo tells her stuff and everything that she follows.
Wow. And our other principal character.
Hi, my name is Talia Marais and I play Tiana. I would say that Tiana is a very smart learner. I think she's one of the smartest characters out of the 4 friends. And just like Lila, she's very sarcastic as well at times.
Wow. So the moral of the story, can you tell us more about that?
Okay, so we've had it earlier on,
Yeah.
but it's just basically to bridge communities, to bridge the gap between different, diverse people. And I think the aim is eventually to see a whole hall, an entire hall that's filled, celebrating the sameness, although unique and
Exactly.
different.
And knowing, right now, everything, I'm saying this, becomes a racial issue. Everything becomes a problem currently, especially with our youth. So this is something where, parents, educators, learners, everyone can sit back and think, are we doing the right thing? But on the exciting side, you guys are starting the holiday cheer quite early with this concert at Playhouse, and you'll have tickets which you're like giving away. Can you tell us the value of these tickets?
Okay, the value of the ticket, per ticket, it's 150 rands times 4. So if you look at your maths, it should be about 600 rands.
Well, alhamdulillah, 600 rand. So there's 2 tickets.
It's
set.
double tickets. It's a set, yes.
Wow. So anyone who's listening right now would like to win these tickets, they can WhatsApp Asif will read the messages, or they can email me, sumayakhan.alansar@outlook.com. Well, guys, all the best to Gordon Road girls, the girls of Gordon Road, and Miss Miraj and the entire team, and Dr. Salaji. Definitely are waiting to see this play. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sumaya, for having us in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that was Gordon Road's girls, telling us more about what's going on during the September, yes, the end of the month. So you can WhatsApp the studios to win these tickets.
There's faith in my world. It comes back to your teachings and all your words. From your life, I have
Radio Alansar, 24/7, 365.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Cordoba Online Academy invites you to our exciting open day on the 20th of September at the Umhlanga KZN Sharks Board and Conference Center. Step inside our world of online learning and see how we are shaping confident, capable students for tomorrow. You'll get the chance to hear our story, meet the dedicated teachers behind the screens, and connect with the champions. Bring your questions, your curiosity, and your ideas. We'll be ready with answers. Cordoba Online Academy, where learning goes beyond walls. Applications for 2026 are now open.
Radio Alansar, together with Monty's Convenience at Astron Energy, in association with The Witness, Public Eye, Marisburg Sun, and proudly supported by Msunduzi Municipality Tourism Unit. It's a day full of flavor, culture, and community. Delicious food stalls, vibrant energy, and entertainment. A celebration of South African rich heritage. Don't miss the excitement, the taste, and the togetherness. It's all happening at the Heritage Day Food Festival. We'll see you there.
اللهم إنك ترى ما نزل بنا في غزة من الأحوال يا ذا الجلال والعزة يا ذا الجبروت والعزة. اللهم أعز أهل غزة، اللهم فرج عن أهل غزة، اللهم فرح أهل غزة، اللهم انصر أهل غزة، اللهم داو جريحهم، اللهم اشف مريضهم، اللهم اقبل شهيدهم، اللهم ارحم ميتهم، اللهم كفف جراحاتهم وبرد آلامهم، اللهم واجعل واجعل لهم وللمسلمين فرجا قريبا يا الله. اللهم فرج عنا وعن المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين واخذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين يا رب العالمين. سبحانك سبحانك ترى الظالمين فتمهلهم حتى يظنوا أنك تهملهم وتبتلي الصالحين في الدنيا حتى يستيئسوا، فإن استيئسوا أتيتهم بنصرهم. اللهم إنك تعلم أن جراحات المسلمين كثيرة وآلامهم كثيرة في كل مكان وفي كل زمان. اللهم فانصرنا على أعدائنا يا الله. اللهم فثبت أقدامنا يا الله.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365. You are listening to School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, welcome back to School Matters. Before we could take a short break, we had Gordon Road Girls telling us about their concert at the Playhouse. And it's something so unique, diversity. Well, joining us this evening from Keyline is Brother IRFAAN, BADRUDIN, and Melissa. You know, Keyline, as you know of them, they were at the AI seminar. I mean, they were the forefront. They're also the forefront of training and development in the field of design, media, and now even AI. And, you know, lots of you who attended the artificial intelligence seminar requested, when are you getting them on air? We want to know more with all the cool ways. So, they played a central role in the AI seminar earlier this month, an event that brought together educators and experts to explore how artificial intelligence is shaping the future of education. It's an absolute pleasure to have both you guys back here at School Matters. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to School Matters.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, Sumaya. Jazakallah for having us. Greetings to all the listeners as well.
Okay, yes, it's also been a long day for you guys. Tell us a little bit more for the listeners out there about Keyline.
Okay, Keyline Graphics, we've been going now for just over 21 years. We like to think of ourselves as quite a differentiated training experience. When it comes to delivering skills, we've always thought out of the box. Our business is kind of split, our training business is split kind of in two parts. Primarily, I say when it comes to numbers, we train corporate companies, from creative companies to manufacturing companies to retail, pretty much everybody in a very diverse sector that are in the top 500 in the country, shukar alhamdulillah, that use the creative software to innovate new ways of communicating, creating new engaging experiences. And that was as what's been happening over the past 20 years. There's been a revolution of how people want to receive communication. They want to be engaged. They want to be captured. Of course, technology has also evolved and aligned with that to provide these opportunities for people with a little passion and some drive and some excitement to move people with effective messaging, to make these kinds of noises from the garage, we say, you know. So that's what we do. That's half of it is for where we train companies, professional companies, and then of course we train school leavers and young career seekers.
You know, you guys were trendsetters. I'm going back in time. What is it? Gosh, like 12 or 14 years ago. You were one of the very first colleges to start what is quite common now. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah. You know, when we started, there wasn't much choice. We aligned with Adobe. People might know Adobe from the household name Photoshop, you know, but Adobe is much more. They've really been instrumental in shifting opportunities around all kinds of media, from sound to video to web experiences, virtual experiences, and so on. So we were the first international expert, you can say, in Durban
very
to offer those
humbly
services.
you're saying that. We were chatting earlier, this time of the year, our learners, especially grade 12 learners, are busy with trial exams, and after that, final exams, and lots of them have applied to institutions, colleges. And, when you're looking at careers, many young people are unsure what path to take. Why is choosing a career today so daunting? When I say daunting, back in the day we had, what was it, just the basic teacher, doctor, lawyer, computer science or something. Now there's so many, the variety is so wide, but it's still daunting.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more there. And when I was thinking about what direction I wanted to take, even that time it was so daunting. There's so much of pressure, in a grade 11, well, that time it was standard 9. What are you going to do after school? What are you going to do after school? And the pressure was on to make a choice. And especially now, because the variables have changed, technology, AI, is my job going to be secure? What is going to happen? We've got international pressures and economic pressures and so on. So definitely, the youngsters of today are in a very unenviable situation of having to choose a career. But there's also the other side of the coin that we've got to look at, where it's also there's also lots of exciting options. The traditional form of studying is not the only choice anymore. We had a handful of choices. Now it's about creativity. There's a place for different kinds of learners, the non-academic learner that wants to express themselves in different ways. And especially now with the 4IR and 5IR space developing, we're seeing even more opportunities open. So your traditional qualifications and your traditional degree paths through engineering, accounting, and so on, those of course will still exist, very respected. And any youngster who knows that, okay, this is my passion and that's what I'm going to do, fantastic, go ahead. But we're also finding that it's not a bad idea to actually take a step back away from that pressure and start to think about, what am I good at? Well, what is in my heart? What will make me happy? And it's hard to do that when you're pressured. So some of the modules and courses we offer, for example, like our 1-year digital design course, we're finding that when students go through that, it allows them to really find out a lot about themselves.
Exactly.
We often speak to parents who a few months into the course say, OMG, wow, my child was so lost and they didn't know what they wanted to do. They were depressed and kind of thing. And going through a program that's creativity based and computer based, and a lot of these kids love computers because they love gaming and that type of thing, and everybody's on apps and so on these days. And through our module, they learn about communication, they learn about branding, working with colors, the psychology of colors, and so on. Less theory, more practical, more hands-on. And they also inevitably get exposed to business thinking and so on as well. And they really find themselves, and they find where their heart would lie. So not only would they leave with a set of skills that are practical and able to plug into the real world straight away, but coming back to what the parents said, like, wow, my child is so much better off a direction. They understand their personality now, and they want to carry on in design, or we find them a little spot with jobs with our customers and so on, or they decide, okay, no, great, I would like the marketing side of it. I want to go more into the brand communication side of
and
it.
that's everyone
we touch
is,
all of that.
For academics, straight hardcore academics.
Yes.
And there's a misconception about design. Some people think design is just about posters and logos. Is that true? Because people, when they think of design, it's, back in the day, what was it? Sign writers.
Yes.
So this is futuristic now. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this is
definitely a common myth. So not at all. Traditionally, people actually used to think that design is like your drawing, painting, and all of that. So anything art related. But today, design actually includes everything from your mobile apps to packaging, animation, video, and user experiences. So simply, design is a form of creative communication. And we see that creativity is like a core business skill needed in every industry now. So we would like to say that actually design is a way of approaching problems as well as developing solutions.
Exactly. Do you know, it's like going back futuristic when you think about it, like if you went to stores and shops, people literally like what? You had to have that gift of writing without shaking your hand and painting, and now, well, they are unemployed, most of them.
Yeah, you're talking about the traditional designers.
I mean, I'm going back like what, 30 years?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them have been able to transition. I know
Yeah.
when I started up in industry, I worked with a lot of traditional sign writers and designers, and it's about upskilling and reskilling,
Yeah,
and
that's so
everybody
important.
has to find that that kind of energy or that excitement to be able to relearn. Even now, especially these days, teachers, for example, have to learn a lot about technology. We were talking about it at the seminar, where one of the things we said is that teachers have to now become more creative in the way that they use these technologies, these AI technologies, to create more vibrant, connected experiences for their learners, and the technology brings that opportunity.
We hear the term AI. Can you tell us? AI. We hear it a lot, especially when it comes to creativity, content. Producing, education. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, well, I'm sure everybody knows AI stands for artificial intelligence, and everybody has their own interpretation. Sometimes AI scares people. We can talk about the future of AI and what's going to happen. Some people say they can know exactly that AI is going to be the end of the world, and AI is going to make us obsolete. But nobody really knows. We know it's going to be disruptive, that's for sure. If we're talking about in the not the science fiction Terminator kind of scenario, we're talking about in the education scenario, AI brings definitely more opportunities. But basically, to define it, it's machines that think by programmed behavior, a huge database of programmed behavior, so that when you ask it questions and ask it a combination of questions to solve problems for you and to do things for you, it basically accesses a huge, what you call a neural network.
Yeah.
But it is trained on the software. What it doesn't have is pure creative human thinking, creativity like that. So there's still that gap. AI is not there to take over humans completely. We need to be in command of it, and we need to understand how to make AI work for us. But that essentially is what AI is.
We were talking about not all learners or students are for academics, hardcore. So options for non-academic students. What about students who aren't academic? Are there still good options?
Yeah, not everyone will be an accountant or a doctor or a lawyer, and often a lot of these learners, they didn't have a path. They kind of got involved in trades, and which are still important, by the way. In an AI-driven world, they say trades are going to become especially more important. Well, until we manage to put the AI properly into a body with limbs and wheels, and it can do the rest of it, but that's still a long while away. But now, it's okay if there's no path, academic path for learners that don't feel they want to go through the grind of a 3-year, 4-year, which is still important, by the way. And if you can, if you've got the budget, you've got the time, etc., then by all means go for it. But taking into consideration what I said of making sure you understand and take the time to maybe understand what that path is, because the dropout rate in universities, I don't know, it's huge.
Exactly.
Last I heard is like 50% or something
And even
of
the
first year
unemployment
students.
rate.
Yeah.
Look at doctors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So learners need to have these skills to be able to plug in. They also need to have entrepreneurial skills. They need to, and the economy needs that, the world needs that. We need youngsters in this country that are going to be able to think business, like think entrepreneurial, start a small business, never mind, throw a few bobs at it and let it fail. Take the risk and try different ideas, and that's how you learn. So there is a place for the non-academics. The creative and technology fields are in huge demand. Many careers, they don't require top grades, but instead value curiosity, creativity, willingness to learn. Even the daydreamers. I was a professional daydreamer in school. The teacher used to shout at me like, "IRFAAN, you're daydreaming again." And there's a place for that kind of person, because kind of person is thinking out of the box. What is that person daydreaming about? So there is a space for them as well. So our digital design course, for example, very practical, very hands-on, less theoretical, can be rewarding, especially plugging in now to the 4IR and the 5-hour space, learning about how to use those technologies, become a power user of those technologies. And a lot of the youngsters are very mobile friendly, savvy. They know how to drive these devices like machines, so it's just an extension of that. So it's a perfect kind of scenario for the non-academic individuals, if you can call them.
Do you know, when you're looking at creativity and tech, especially with careers in South Africa, are creative and tech careers really flourishing in South Africa right now?
Yeah, so absolutely. So examples are like your banks, pharmaceutical companies, retailers, and manufacturers. So not just your typical design agencies. All industries actually need skilled designers who actually understand both your creativity and technology. And we actually see it on the ground with these companies that we are training. So regularly they would actually contact us for graduates. So there definitely is a need for skilled designers.
And you'll be amazed, I'm generalizing, I'm stereotyping, these are my views and opinions. Learners who are not so academic driven are genius. They are like artists. They are so talented when it comes to creating stuff, posters, designing things. And, sometimes we tend to oppress it. We do not let it, give it time to flourish. But this is an opportunity for them, because again, right now we have learners who are sitting, will I make it? Will I make the cutoff? Or I'm doing this because mom or dad wants me to do this, but I want to do this.
Pressure,
yeah, exactly. Strength of digital design. Why is digital design such a strong career path compared to traditional ones?
Well, design careers are versatile, and it can be anything from your clothing design to creating content for gaming, or even like social media ads, for example. So digital design in particular, when you are pairing that with AI, it's even more powerful. So if you think about it, tech only enhances us as designers. So unlike your other jobs, which may have a risk with automation, these careers are the ones that are actually going to take flight.
Exactly. Well, when it comes to parents are very concerned. Some parents worry design isn't a serious career. What would you say?
That's an old view. So today, design is very central to every business. Let's think about it. Every company needs branding, websites, and marketing. So designers now actually contribute to strategy like never before. It's serious, it's professional, and it's growing fast. So can you actually imagine going into like a grocery store now, for example, and none of the items or products have any packaging? Can you imagine that?
I know about the trolley around a market, in supermarket, wow. But I was thinking won't it get stolen?
Oh yeah, wow. That's a topic for another day.
No name brand.
So should you worry about your car being stolen from the car park or your trolley?
Yeah, true.
Are they going to probably put trackers on those soon?
Oh, gosh. But this is something, and I must definitely do a show, and you guys must join. Like in South Africa, or would I say many third world or African countries, you have the advancement of technology, and everything is like there, and then there's the gap, and then you don't have it. Like, I mentioned this at the AI seminar, like everyone's worried about, gadgets and how they're going to go about teaching AI. And I know there's teachers sitting over there, gosh, we don't even have chalk. The board is falling down. Like there's the gap, But again, we just continue.
Chalk and cheese, and the chalk is falling down.
Exactly. And the rat has all the cheese. Well, Keyline and AI and robotics. I know you guys were involved in this when robotics were like out there. You're also doing stuff with AI and robotics advancing. How is Keyline integrating these into training?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. This is a continuous work in progress, Sumaya, and we spoke about it at the seminar as well. All institutions are kind of now re-looking how they change and integrate AI into the learning experience. And of course, with us already kind of being, very nimble, if I can put it that way, compared to the larger institutes where aligned frameworks might take a lot more effort and coordination to change. We've already been doing it on a daily basis. We first had to figure out, of course, how do we keep it honest? And that comes back to the AI in the classroom that we spoke about on that Saturday. How do you use the AI responsibly? And it's not something that's just a copy and paste that can be used applied ad hoc. It requires thought. Teachers need to understand how they can implement AI in an engaging way, use it in a positive way, yet also maintain the guardrails, which we call, or the checks and balances, so that the learners are gaining from the AI, but at the same time, one of the biggest fears after the Terminator and robots
Transformer.
Is AI going to make our kids? Is it going to make our kids stupid? Are they going to lose the ability to think?
I thought about that so many times when you hear, or even know family, kids, friends, colleagues using chat GPT like to do the essays, and because general knowledge is lacking in today's kids compared to when we were at school. When you sit and you really think about it, and then you think like, are they gonna get a bit lazy? Are they gonna lose some thinking process in the brain? That's something I think we'll have to look at.
That is a danger. That is definitely a danger.
Yeah.
There's some parties that actually say AI should not be incorporated in the classroom.
I don't know which university in South Africa. They said they're not allowing for the essays. I don't know whether it was UCT or some college. UCT, was it?
Yeah, they actually took away the Turnitin because it has a new update to it actually, where it can pick up the plagiarism with ChatGPT. So it's just going to make things a bit more difficult for them. So I think they removed that component now.
Well, going to fears about AI taking jobs. Some fear AI will take away jobs. Should people be worried?
Sumaya, as I said earlier, nobody, in my opinion, can know. Anybody that says that we know exactly what AI is going to do in 5 years, 10 years time, they are some type of new AI themselves, because nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. All we know is that the technology is here. It's disruptive, yes. It has, the internet can be dangerous as well for kids if you can Google and so on. AI maybe is a little bit more within a framework of restricted information, but it has its own dangers. We heard about some kid that committed suicide apparently.
Exactly. And a robot, humanoid even committed suicide.
Yes. But every big shift replaces some jobs. But that's a fact.
If you look at history,
Yes.
At one point, when what was it? When you had to phone somebody, you had to phone what was it?
A switchboard,
operator.
like a switchboard operator with the the cables, the myriad of cables.
And I think what
that was the
during,
original spaghetti.
that was during what World War II, was it?
Somewhere in the 1900s. You had
Can you see? We studied history at school, huh? We studied history at school, and exactly, and you had all the women you had 60, 70 employed doing that, and and even with us, if you think about it, when we had that dialing round and round, and when you needed help, you phoned someone or something. Well, again, as you say, with time, things change, and
the key is building skills that AI can't replace.
Yes, that's it.
And the other skill is learning to command the AI. Don't let it command you. You take control of it. Be creative. Learn how to problem solve. Learn communication, design thinking. We cannot stress the importance of design thinking and creativity. And everybody has to find that creative out of the box thinking.
Exactly.
Spark. You can't say I'm not creative.
I'm ambidextrous, just to let you all know.
Okay.
I use both sides of my brain. Well, workplace readiness. How does this kind of training benefit your students when they enter the workplace?
Well, when our learners actually leave, they will have practical industry-ready skills that are also AI-powered. They will also have a strong, diverse set of skills within digital design and an amazing portfolio as well that's going to speak to their future employers. So they can actually start adding value from day one. When they go in, and employers love this.
So you guys are also preparing them hardcore when they enter the work world.
Yes, 100%. I think from the get-go with curriculum, it's mainly focused on the workplace and how you're going to be able to apply that out there. So basically what I'd like to say is that we're preparing them to be that asset in that in that company.
Yeah. Do you know, there's another question parents ask. I think lots of us will do the exact same thing. Parents listening in right now might wonder and think, will my child's career be safe in 10 years? When you look at it, retrenchment, and if you're doing something like this, is it contract, or can you have a secure job in this?
We can sugarcoat it and say, well, there's careers that are going to be absolutely protected and so, but the truth of the matter is no career is 100% safe anymore. What protects students now is adaptability.
Not even the teacher.
Teachers are needed, by the way. Teachers, that's a whole another topic and another interview, but teachers are especially needed because teachers now need to create those individual experiences because the learners are so differentiated. So it's an opportunity for teachers to use AI and get involved. But coming back, we say that you can't be a one-trick pony anymore. Even if you're an accountant, you can't be just an accountant or an engineer.
You have to.
Yeah, you need to be able to use that skill that you have, the qualification that you have, but also understand a diverse set of technologies, especially in the communication, digital, etc. And that's what's going to make you an asset, and that's what's going to create kind of a set of future-proof skills, digital literacy.
From all of our speakers, including you guys at the AI seminar, one thing each one of you mentioned, whether you're a doctor, teacher, lawyer, whatever profession, you still need to constantly upgrade your tech skills.
Absolutely.
And that's something which people take for granted until they want to make more money in business or know more, work smarter, not harder. So Keylines courses, how do Keylines courses prepare school leavers for this reality?
Okay, so we're doing a number of things, our courses constantly evolve because we're so connected to the various industries, and we kind of understand through interacting with their staff, with their skilled staff, with their management, HR strategists that explain to us what their challenges are, and of course sometimes we can see what their challenges are, and we kind of shed light on that. And what we learn and implement with these corporate companies comes down into the classroom. So as I said, very practical, very hands-on. It blends technical ability, design thinking, problem solving is especially important. Storytelling, you think storytelling, you think what fairy tales, Disney and so on. But many people don't realize that as human beings, we want to consume information, whether it be something that information that to disrupt thinking, a humanitarian cause or whatever it is. But we are attracted to a story, a brand. Powerful brands are story, Apple, etc.
When you're looking at employability, I know I've met actually quite a few graduates who came out of Keyline, and wow, they were doing quite impressive things. So you guys are leaving your mark in the work world. Closing message, finally, if you could leave one message with both parents and learners and students, what would that be?
Wow, sure. Well, to address one of the main kinds of emotions that parents and youngsters have is fear. Don't have fear. Don't fear the future. Focus. Focus on your heart and your soul. Focus on communication. Be aware of what's happening digitally. Stop spending maybe so much time, or balance out your watching of TV and series and games with actually learning skills.
Exactly.
Learning skills. Download apps that are going to benefit you to create and communicate. The future is full of opportunity. Institutes like us that offering these skills are going to prepare you to enter the real world. So and don't panic. Don't panic. Discover yourself. Have the patience to learn about yourself, and make the right choices that will make you happy.
I'd like to thank both of you for coming on board. I mean, you'll always always also for lending your services for free, for education and giving so much of hope. And I saw your setup. Wow, it's really posh, snazzy, happening, hip. So you guys are definitely up there. Well, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our guest for joining us today and our technician for ensuring the smooth running of the show. For any correspondence, my email is sumayakhan.alansar@outlook.com. Well, remember the 2 tickets a set. That's 4 tickets valued at 150 Rand each. That's 600 Rand for the play of God and Lord Girls at the Playhouse. You can email or WhatsApp us if in studio. As we go forward, let us remember with all that is happening around the world, the importance of showing love, care, and empathy. Until next week, take care and stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Know you will be loved by the merciful one, 'cause that's the power of remembering Allah. Subhanallah walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah.